Hey guys, so the video thing worked pretty well. It seems like a lot of you watched the videos, kind of got the information. That's really good. So I think what we're going to do is if I need to address something major that is hard to write out in an email, I think what I'll do is I'll make a video because it seems to be an easy way for you to get information from me. So what I want to cover in this video is a couple things, and it's all related to our curriculum. We're calling it just the discussion questions. Or the study guide, and basically what I want to talk about is how you're going to get the discussion questions or the study guide. I want to talk about what your study guide is going to look like, and then I want to highlight kind of a key feature in the study guide or the discussion questions that we haven't talked about yet. So let's go through these really quickly. First is, how do you get the discussion questions? Well, the answer to that is twofold. Number one, these questions will be handed out after service in church in order to kind of drive engagement in life groups. It just kind of gives people something to hold as they go home, just a reminder whenever they see that piece of paper, oh man, I got to sign up for a life group, and there'll be some information on those, on how to sign up. But that's one way you can get the discussion questions. They'll be handed out at church after the service. Another way you can get the discussion questions, especially you guys, I will email them to you. Now, originally, what I wanted to do is put these on the website. However, our website's not quite up and ready yet. Hopefully that'll be soon. But for now, until that happens, I will email you the study guide. Now, when you get the email, what you're going to get is two documents. The first document is going to be a participant's guide. And I kind of just want to walk you through it. I have one in front of me right here. But in the participant's guide, what I want you to look at right now is there is an intro section. I want to start every group with a story, or encouraging people to share in story format a little bit about their week or about themselves. What's cool about this is it's going to give us a lot of information about people. When you share a story, it tells everybody a little bit more about who you are than if you were just to go through your day in a bullet point list fashion. And so stories are the stuff of relationship. And so when we start off with stories, it's going to be helpful. Now, the first week's story, I just have share something positive that happened to you in the last few weeks. That's I think that'll be somewhat, hopefully easy for people to do. Feel free to give them 30 seconds or so to think about it, and we'll move on from there. So next are some discussion questions. Now, as promised, there are two discussion questions from the message. The first one is going to be a generic, hey, what stood out to you the most about the message on Sunday? What did you like the most? What was the most impactful? That's kind of how that question will get worded. The next three questions are from the scriptures. We want these questions to help people dig into the Bible, as opposed to Steve and I. You're not studying us, you're studying the scriptures, and so that's the whole point. Question 5, I have left blank right now, and that's because on Sunday morning when Steve asks a question in the sermon, I'm going to plug it right in. So I don't know exactly what Steve is going to talk about, but maybe he'll ask the question, how are you doing with forgiveness? Or how often do you pray? I'm going to take that from the message and I'll put it right into the discussion questions, so that we're actually applying what we hear on Sunday morning. Finally, there's a closing prayer, and the prayer is going to be linked to the story that the people told in the beginning, the positive story. So when you tell them to share a positive story, and I think it's in there, yeah, it is at the end, it says, at the end of group, you will say a quick prayer thanking God for the positive thing that happened in their life. That would be the person to their right. So prompt them to remember what that is. Now, these are going to be one-sentence prayers, and basically we're doing the one-sentence thing to take the intimidation factor out of praying for people. And so I provided a sentence stem. It's as simple as, God, thanks for blank that happened this week to blank. So you're saying, God, thank you that Emily got a new job this week. That's all it is. We will do the one-sentence prayer probably for a few weeks. Now, I want to say this with a caveat. If your group is full of really strong Christians who love to pray, take the reins off, man. Let them go. But for most people, and as a pastor, I would estimate probably about 80% of Christians are very uncomfortable praying in front of other people. And yet it's a crucial aspect of kind of our lives, and Christian lives. And so what I want to do is to give somebody an easy first step into doing that, and that would be just these one-sentence prayers. So that is the participants guide. Now I want to shift your focus to the facilitators guide. That's the second document you will get in your email. Now, what I want you to notice is there's a before group section. Each facilitator's guide will have a before group section, just some things that you might want to be thinking about, some things, reminders to email people who want to join your group. That'll be just something that little tips from me to kind of help you as a facilitator. And then now I want to bring your attention to the intro section. You'll see some underlined stuff that wasn't in the participants guide. If it's underlined, it's for you. And so this is just kind of an introduction to why we're telling the story. And you can read that. You can feel free to put it in your own words. However you want to do it is fine with me, but it's just some information that might be helpful for you. That's the intro section. You'll also see some underlines in the questions. I have given you some answers or suggested answers just to kind of help you understand what the question is about and to kind of steer this discussion towards those answers. Finally, what you don't see on there, which I will add, is a announcements section. Occasionally there's going to be things in the church that people are going to want to know about, and so you can help us by talking about those things, and I will let you know what those are through the announcements section. The announcements section will also be on the participants guide so that they can have something to look at. Now, a couple things about this before we're done. I'm using a Word doc to write these questions. If you need something other than a Word doc, let me know, and I can figure out how to get the study guide into your hands. Finally, if you want to print your copies out, that is completely fine. You can do that at home, or if you stick around on Sunday, I'd be more than happy to help you print those out here to use the church printer. That way it doesn't cost you anything, and you can use our paper and our ink, and so it just might be a little bit easier for you. So think ahead, figure out what you need, let me know, and I will do everything in my power to help you get that. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being facilitators. Thank you for answering God's call in your life to minister to the people in this church. You're the most important people in our church. I really believe that. You're the ones who are on the front lines of spiritual formation. You're the ones who are helping people understand Jesus better and to help them apply spiritual principles into their lives. So thanks for doing what you guys do. If you have any questions, if you have comments, or any snide remarks that you wish to share with me, Joe, go ahead and email me or text me or just call me and berate me. That would be fun too. I hope you guys are having a great week. I'll see you Sunday.